Good morning once again and welcome to today's video. So during today's lesson we're going to cover learning outcome 3.31 where we're going to explain what the gradient of a line is. Okay, so we're going to go on this website and we're going to see what is the gradient. But before we go to the website, I have to tell you that the general equation of a straight line graph can be written as y equal mx, and sometimes we also write it as mx plus c. Okay, but for your track, y is equal to mx is enough for this year. Okay, but most probably in the future we're going to encounter the general equation of a straight line as y is equal to mx plus c. Let's go on this website so that we can see what is the letter m. So here we have the graph of y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, sometimes we call it plus b, in Malta we call it plus c. Okay, but in certain regions they write it as B, okay? But we're not going to discuss this letter this year, okay? We're going to focus on the letter M and what it is, okay? So right now we have this blue line here. That line is y is equal to 1, okay? Because it passes from when y is equal to 1. Okay, and is parallel to the x-axis. Now I'm going to start and move this slider, and I want you to focus on this line and see what is happening. Okay, we're not going to change b, okay, or in our case c. Okay, we're going to change only m. So let me start. I'm going to change. It is 0.5. 1/2. So if instead of m we have 1/2 x, okay, the line will be like this. Okay, if I continue increasing it, m is 1 for example, okay, it got even steeper. As you can see, if we go to m is equal to 2, it got even steeper. So this is what we call the gradient, okay? So the number with the x, which we call the coefficient of x, okay? The number with x is called the gradient, okay? And the gradient tells us how steep the line is, okay? So if we have an equation of a line with a gradient of 2, like this in this case, okay, it is steeper than if we have an equation with a line with a gradient of 1, like this, okay? So this is when gradient is 1, and this is when the gradient is 2. You can see that it is steeper, okay? Now let's continue on the notes. So the value of m, okay, represents the gradient of the line. That is how steep the line is, okay? For example, the line y is equal to 3x plus 4 has a gradient of 3, because with x we have the number 3, okay? We have the number 3. So 3 is the gradient, okay? And the gradient tells us how steep the line is, okay? So this is today's lesson, okay? Let me recap everything. So the general equation of a straight line graph can be written as y is equal to mx plus c, where m is any number and it represents the gradient, okay? M tells us the gradient. Plus c tells us what we call the y-intercept. But you don't have this for this year, okay? But this is called the y-intercept, and this is the number that we have with the equation, the constant number that we saw in previous examples. Like for example here, y is equal to 2x plus 5. 2 is the gradient because it is with the x. This plus 5 is plus c. Okay? So m represents the gradient. And the gradient, as you have seen on the computer, the gradient tells us how steep the line is. That's it. You have a small exercise here, okay? Complete the following table by writing the gradient of each line. So you have these equations. What you have to do is you have to look for the term that has x in it, okay? Like this, 3x, and then write the number. Hope that you understood this lesson. We'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.